Hello, am I on? Okay, this is the recipe for Hankchiladas for the day after Thanksgiving, made with your leftover turkeys. I'm going to show you the first part of it, the middle part of it, and the end part of it, how to make Hankchiladas. With the liver turkey parts and some of the meat, and we slow simmered it this morning. It kind of made a little stock. Put some 2 or 3 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, because you kind of want to make a chicken type seasoning in there. And then when we took out the meat and then we deboned everything out of the turkey, this is what is in the refrigerator. This is what this looks like. You can see in the refrigerator we got a lot of turkey out of it. This is all going to go in the enchiladas. We want to do, when we get ready to season it, you'll want about 2 tablespoons of garlic salt and about a teaspoon of cumin. And you can see I prepped cheese already, all ready to go. And then onions. There you go. So that's the prep that we did. And so right now what I'll do when I'm preparing to make the enchilada sauce from this stock base, I'm going to fill it up with a little more water, probably about halfway up the pan of water, and then I'm going to let it boil. And from there, we'll come back. Okay, we're back on for sauce prepping. So the broth is now boiling, so we want to put the chili powder. This is the chili powder you want to get. New Mexico chili powder. This is hot. They make a hot and a mild. I so happen to get hot. So the quart pan that's boiling is about a quart or so. Is it about a quart of broth right now? And you want 2 of these chili packets to go in there. So I don't have 2 chili packets, so I'm going to improvise. I'm going to use 1 packet and then just a bottle of regular chili. But normally I would put 2 of these chili packets in here. So I'm just going to do that. I turn the pan down so it's just a slow boil. And then you want to whisk this up. So you want it to kind of be a little more darker red. So that's what the 2. So we're going to add some more there. That would be about a packet right there. So you can see the dark red there. All right. Very good. So we'll just keep this at a slow boil. Kind of let it boil for a little bit. And while that's boiling, we'll come and do the roux, I guess. Is that what you call it? The base. I have 3 cups of water here. The water should be about mid-lukewarm water. Don't get cold and don't get hot. Then I got 3 cups of water here and then a cup of flour here. You want the base to be kind of a thick, like syrupy, kind of thick in here. And so I may use less or more of this 1 cup of flour here. So, and as you go in there, you put it in and then you whisk it away until you get that nice thickness. Okay, we'll let that settle for a little bit and all right. I added a touch more flour in there. You can kind of see how this base is kind of thick, kind of like syrup. So that's what you want. Another thing I do is I will, if there's oil, if you do this with chicken, you're going to get a lot of oil on the top, and sometimes I'll just scoop up the fat and stick that out, so you don't have all the greasiness. And before we do the flour base, I usually take a taste to see because it has chicken bouillon, to see the saltiness in it. So yeah. Ooh, spicy. Yep, and it's got plenty of salt. So we're not going to add garlic salt to it. So the two seasonings I put in is garlic salt or garlic powder, and that's what I'll put in here, garlic powder and some ground cumin. So I'll probably just put a teaspoon of garlic powder. Just a little more. And then about a half teaspoon of cumin. Half a teaspoon of cumin. Okay. Mix that all up. Again, you can taste to your tasting. See how it is. Okay, and from here I'm going to do my flour base. And what I do, I whisk the broth and I slowly pour the flour base in, a little bit at a time. Keep stirring. Keep stirring. Again, we want this sauce to kind of be a little thick, but if it's not as thick, it's fine too, because it'll thicken up after it cools down. I feel like it's getting there. Maybe just a little bit more. We're almost there. I think that's good. All right, in just a minute, we're gonna do the immersion blender. Okay, we're ready to do the immersion. The reason why is that you can see bits of flour there. You can see that hasn't mixed well within the sauce. So you use immersion blender, that will all go away. So we'll go ahead and start. Let's see. And I got a new spoon here, so we're just going to kind of take a look. You can see how nice and smooth that is. No flour lumps. It's semi-thick, but it'll thicken up later. It sits for a little bit. So, all right. All right, so we got the assembly going. Chicken has been seasoned, turkey, yes, turkey's been seasoned with a little bit of garlic salt, just for taste, a little bit of cumin. Got my chopped onions, pepper jack cheese and cheddar cheese mixed. And then here's my enchilada sauce with the ladle there. So what I'll do is I'm gonna pour It's got non-stick spray we poured on there so it doesn't stick to the pan. Before I put any enchiladas in there, I'm going to do some sauce inside the pan, just like that, not much. And then what Kathy's doing is she's going to warm up the tortillas. We want tortillas warmed up so they're kind of loose and flexible and they don't break because when they're cold, when you roll it, sometimes they break and tear. So when it's warmed up, they're nice and loose and they don't break. And then when she gets me the tortilla, I will dip it in the sauce on both sides and then add all the fillings, chicken, onions, and cheese. And this is what Kathy's doing, warming the tortilla, non-stick pan, kind of flip it, you know, maybe a minute or two in each side, as long as you get that real kind of loosey-goosey tortilla there, so. Here. Yeah, this one should do good.
Okay.
Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. So I got 8 enchiladas in the pan, and I'm just going to ladle the sauce over all of them. We have a lot of sauce, so extra sauce in the pan is good. Make sure they're all over the tortilla when you do it. So it covers everything on the tortilla. One last scoop here. All right. And there you go. The final is the cheddar cheese, jalapeno, jack cheese, just over the top. Put as much or as less as you want. I like lots of cheese. Diane likes less cheese. We'll do Diane's enchilada on another pan. So I just sprinkle everything on the top. And there you go. Ready for oven.
What?
Temperature?
375?
375 for...
Still lovely.
So you
15,
see.
20 minutes.
Am I on? Okay, so make sure your oven's preheated, 375, maybe 15 minutes, but until you see the edges of the sauce bubble up, and that's where you want to get them out. So they should be nice and heated. And we'll show you the end result after this break.
Okay, you're on.
And the final product? It's probably because I've had margaritas, but here's the final project. It's done. I hope you enjoy, everyone in the family. Thank you for being a great audience, everyone. I'm out.